Hi, I'm Dr. LORI.PUSKAR, and I'm here to answer your questions on what you're seeing in the news, social media, the scare tactics, what's going on across the country and the world. And even if it's not the most recent subject, just in general, people are really worried about their health and want some answers. And the key questions you're asking me is it bad? So, Dr. Lori, what's going on out there? Is it really as bad as they're trying to tell me and scare me? And also, if it is, do I need to worry, or is again just scare tactics and I don't need to worry? Well, we're going to answer that in the next few slides. And how I'm going to answer that comes from the Three Little Pigs. And you're probably like, what? The Three Little Pigs? I'm like, yeah, the Three Little Pigs. So, interestingly enough, everything you needed to know about how to be an awesome person you learned long ago in story time, whether you realize it or not. And obviously, this will stick now that you see it as a story. So I'm going to answer everything you need to know. And you're probably wondering, what in the world does this have to do with my health? Well, just hang in there. I'm going to show you. So this is going to answer your questions on every previous health situation you've had, any current health situation you have, and any future health situation you might have, especially again with all the scare tactics you're seeing in the news and the media. So let's get into it. So once upon a time, there were three little pigs. And what do you remember from the story? Well, the one little pig, he lived in a straw house. And the second little pig, he lived in a wood house. And the third little pig, he lived in a brick house. And so you had the three little pigs with three different variations of quality of housing. Okay. Now, we all know that, there was the big bad wolf. So for our story, who is the big bad wolf? Well, you can put in here whatever you would like. It could be the coronavirus, you're worried about vaccinations, flu shots, you're worried about getting high blood pressure, you're worried about cancer, and or question mark. So the big bad wolf for our story is whatever you're watching this video presentation for. Whatever you're worried about, scared about, unsure about, that's who the big bad wolf is. So what do we know about the big bad wolf? Well, the big bad wolf has some risk factors, and we're going to be talking again about the three little pigs' homes. So you have the straw house, the wood house, and the brick house again. So you know when you make those three houses, you're going to have different materials and also different quality of materials. And what I'm here to tell you is that your body is one of the three houses. And how do you know which of the three houses you are based on the following risk factors on how much you have to worry about the big bad wolf. So one, first you need to worry about your genetics and the quality of your DNA. Do you have a predisposition for getting the things that they're talking about in the news and the media? Well, honestly, I don't know until I see your DNA profile. But if you are at a high risk of genetic diseases in the virus category, then I would be pretty worried about the current viruses they're talking about. If you don't, then you could be less worried, but let's talk about the other factors that might also need to be taken a look at. The next one is, how much sugar do you eat? So sugar is the food for bacteria, viruses, parasites, anything immune. So if you want to set up the perfect case scenario, quote, in your home, then you're looking at a sugar situation. Vitamin deficiencies. If you're already deficient in certain vitamins that prevent you from certain illnesses and diseases, and you don't have them, then you need to be more worried about the big bad wolf than possibly someone else. The next one, even worse than sugar, is alcohol, because all alcohol is liquid sugar. And as you know, anything in its liquid or more gaseous state is more refined, more purified, and then hence more dangerous. So if eating sugar isn't bad enough, drinking your sugar is even worse. So how much you have to worry about what the news media is scaring you about depends on how much alcohol you drink. Do you smoke? So are you purposely doing bad things to yourself, putting in coal tar and poisons and chemicals? Well, if your poor body has to be filtering out these poisons and toxins instead of boosting your immune system and preventing you from the big bad wolf, then you're at a higher risk. And then also, how much stress are you under? We all know that the more stress you're under, the more weakened your immune system is. So if you're really stressed, you might have some concerns. So here are the big bad wolf of the top risk factors. There are others, but these are the 6 we're going to concentrate on for this presentation. So you have to take a look at your body just like one of the 3 houses of the 3 little pigs. So are you currently a straw house? And the answer to that would be, do you have bad DNA genetics? Are you currently eating too much sugar? If it's a yes. Do you have vitamin deficiencies? If you have several, you're at risk. Do you drink alcohol? Yes. Do you smoke? Yes. And are you way too stressed in life? And your answer is yes. Then you have all other risk factors against whatever the big bad wolf is out in society. So when people ask me, Dr. Lori, am I at risk and do I need to worry? And my answer to you is like, well, if you're living in a straw house, you definitely have a lot to worry about. Now, let's say you're doing a little bit better than that and you live in the wood house. And so your genetics DNA, we do your profile, and it's so-so. You have some risk factors, but you also have a lot of good things working for you. So good, you're at less risk. Do you eat sugar? Occasionally, so you're not a sugar junkie, you're trying. You're at least watching, trying to make good choices, so good. Vitamin deficiencies, maybe a few. You know, you're taking some nutrition supplements, you're working with a nutritionist, you're doing whatever you're doing. So you know maybe you don't have all of them handled, but you do have a few handled, so good. Put you at less risk. You drink alcohol, good. You're not one of those drinking 2 glasses of wine every night kind of people, but you do enjoy it, great. So then occasionally, that would be good. Smoke, maybe you used to smoke and you don't smoke anymore. And stress, yeah, you have some stress, you know, of course. Like, look, Dr. Lori, I'm married, I have some kids, I got the in-laws, so yeah, I'm stressed some of the time. Okay, good. So do you need to worry about the big bad wolf and the risk factors that go along with that? Well, to some degree, definitely not as much as the person living in the straw house and or the body made out of the straw house. So your body technically is made out of the wood house here, so you have some things working against you, but I would say you definitely still need to take some precautions and be proactive in your health for sure. And then the last one, of course, and you see where my story is going here, is do you live in the brick house? So do you have awesome DNA and genetics? Now, maybe you weren't born with it, but you've been working with someone like me who does DNA profiling as part of a natural health improvement program. So I take a look, and we already have that maximized. So your DNA is awesome. Sugar, no. You've learned the errors of your ways. You know it's bad. You've cleaned up your diet. You're doing awesome dietarily. So no, sugar is not an issue. Vitamin deficiencies, well, you're working with me or someone like me, and we've handled that. You're on the correct nutritional program. You don't have any. We've proved that with follow-up blood tests that everything's within normal range, and you're doing awesome symptomatically. So no vitamin deficiencies. Do you drink alcohol? No, either not at all or a few times a year. Great. Smoke? No, never smoked. Not going to smoke. Don't plan on ever starting to smoke. So good. No risk factor there. And stress, none. Now, maybe this might be ridiculous. Even if you do have stress in your life, you know how to handle it. So when I'm talking, do you have stress? You're always going to have stress in your life. But what's your ability to cope and handle it? So yeah, you know, I figured it out. I do yoga and I exercise and I take my nutritional supplements. I get a good night's rest and I keep my stress to the minimum. So you're doing the precautionary measures. So you are a brick house. So great. So now you can see, are you at risk for the coronavirus? Do I have to worry about vaccinations? Am I going to get high blood pressure? Am I going to get cancer? And or any other risk factor that you're worried about in your own personal health, and the reason you're watching this presentation here, now you can see that the big bad wolf can harm you to the degree that you're whichever house you are. So if you are currently the straw house, you're in big trouble. You have a lot to worry about, and I would highly encourage you to start doing something about it immediately. You live in the wood house, you know what? You're going to get yourself in some trouble. The coronavirus comes flying around, you might actually get it. But is it going to kill you? Do you have to worry? No, you're just going to be knocked down for a few days, but I don't think you have to worry. Same thing with the vaccinations or anything else you're going to be exposed to. Are you going to demonstrate some symptoms? Probably. Is it going to kill you or do you need to worry? No, not for the long term. And then, of course, if you're living in the brick house, all of this nightmare stuff that you're seeing about, do I have to worry about? Not at all. It's not even going to hit your brick house. It's just going to fly on by. So do you need to worry? The answer is it depends. Are you do you have built for your body and your systems a straw house, a wood house, or a brick house? So you can see the choice is yours. So if you don't like your current set of circumstances, well, then you need to change it. If you're totally cool taking your chances, then I'm totally fine with that as well. Again, the choice is yours. So thanks again to the three little pigs and the big bad wolf that we can answer these serious health questions. I'd love to help you with your health if you are living in the straw of the wood house and or you want to make sure you continue to live in the brick house. I'd love to help you with your health and get your risk factors down, get your stress down, your worry down, and then you wouldn't need to ask me, Dr. Lori, should I be worried about ... We would have taken a look at that, we know, and we would have handled that. So let's talk. Schedule your free 20-minute health interview with me, and I'll get to know your own personal story. And then I'll tell you which house you're living in, how many risk factors you're at risk for, how many things we have to handle, and let's get you on the road to better health. Thanks for watching my presentation. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.